All right, I'm gonna give everyone some time to come in because I also need to look up what this is called that I am wearing right now. So welcome, come on in, tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're working on, if you're working on anything. Let's start with that and we'll get to more. Okay, here we go. Just getting everything ready and set up. I've got to find this top that I'm wearing because I forgot to do that before I sat down. But welcome if you're just coming in. We haven't started per se yet because I want to give everyone a second to come in. So just let me know your name, where you're coming in from, and what you're working on right now. If you're knitting or crocheting, found it. Perfect. If you're knitting or crocheting, or if you're doing something else, chores, whatever you're doing around the house. Should have fixed the pillows on my bed a little bit better here. Okay. Let's see. All right. So welcome, you guys. My name is Natalie, also known as Knitty Natty. I'm so glad you're here hanging out with me on a Saturday because I need some knitting time with my friends. And this is what we can do right now. So welcome if you are new to my channel. I am a knit and crochet designer. I do weekly podcasts, knitting and crochet podcasts, mostly knitting lately, but I have some crochet. And I also do like bonus videos, sometimes tutorials, but also I like to do a lot of other fun knitting and crochet related things. So that's a little bit about me, but everyone is telling me about themselves here in the chat right now. If you're watching this on the replay, you can enable the chat to be seen, I believe. Hopefully I enabled that setting because last time I did have some trouble, so hopefully we got all of that. Okay, so let's see who's here today. I see Cheryl, I see Vita, Heather from Scotland working on a crochet mile a minute blanket. Ooh, what is that? That sounds cool. There's Anne, Rhonda from Ohio working on some spinning. Anne's in South Carolina knitting on a sock. Watching from California working on a pillow cover. Sorry, I have something in my throat. Catherine from the Netherlands doing some fabric cutting for a dress. Oh my gosh. Kathy is from Fort Worth. Hey, neighbor. Emma is in Maryland. It is too hot. Yeah, it's too hot. Oh, you're making the lounging top by Joji Locatelli. That is a pattern that lots of my local friends here have been making lately, and I think it's definitely something I would like to cast on. Actually, if my Lilium top hadn't worked out, I was probably going to make a lounging top with that yarn. Okay, Nancy from Plano. Okay, hey Allie. I'm just catching up. This is just gonna be a fun, chill hangout time. We don't really have any programming. I have some questions. I think I got like 6 questions on Instagram that I'm gonna answer. Of course, I will answer your questions, but first, I just wanna chat first. So I hope that that is okay with you guys. Let's see, knitting while waiting to pick up your kid from theater. Is it Cheryl or Shirley? I don't know. That's a very cool spelling. From Anderson, South Carolina, just finished your first pair of socks. That is awesome. Hi, Jennifer from Indiana, working on socks. Just started a load of laundry, poured yourself some coffee, and you're crocheting a baby blanket. Oh, I love that. Hi, Amy Kate. Amy Kate is the Graceful Tangle. She has a podcast. She's a new knitting podcaster and designer. Definitely go check her out. Anna from Ottawa, Canada. Good morning from Auburn, Washington. Good morning. Yeah, it is morning there, isn't it? Shannon from Cleveland, Indianapolis. You look so pretty. Oh, thank you. Kate here from One of a Kate. You should be editing a design, but instead you're working on finishing a test. That's okay. I feel like testing is like market research. Hi from San Francisco Bay. Just got a yarn order. Okay, cool. Going to work on a sock. Hi from Quebec, Canada. Hi from Mississippi. Somebody working on a yarn cozy light. Sorry, I know I'm way behind on this, but I like saying hi to everyone that I can. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It's a rainy day, perfect for knitting socks. We had rain last weekend and it was the best. It's kind of cloudy right now, but I'm sure it's like 90 outside. Let's see. Hi from Utah, knitting on the first clue of the stillness mystery knit along. I could use a good mystery knit along right now. That sounds fun. Oh, hi Cindy. Good evening from Denmark. Yes, okay. Oh, somebody has a question. Hi, Sally, you have a question. Ask your question. And if I missed your questions, if you ask a question and I miss it, just ask it again because sometimes I miss things. Okay, crocheting pot holders. You love my hair. Thank you. I wasn't sure. My hair is really, really long right now, but it's also pretty thin, so I can make it into little teensy little buns. Hatteras, North Carolina. Oh, okay, cool. Hi, Holly. Hello, Michaela. It's 95 in Florida. Yeah, Florida, whew, it's always so hot there. It's 86 here, but feels 93 with 65% humidity. Oh, well, that's not so bad. Who's this? Okay, cool. I caught up on the chat. Okay, so like I said, we're just hanging out today, knitting, crocheting, chatting. I am happy to answer any questions that you have. So if you want to ask a question, you can go ahead and ask it now. If you want to, put it in the chat. I will do my best to keep up with them. And if I miss your question, just ask it again because sometimes I don't see it. Like I can see them here on my, where I am recording, but then I also have my computer so that I can scroll back and see what I have missed. So I will do my best. But I guess I'll kind of download for a second what's happening here this Saturday here in Texas. Earlier we were moving some furniture around in my yarn room, and it's very, very heavy furniture, like a pull-out couch and a like an entertainment stand that's wooden, very heavy. And so now my arms are like right here. I'm very weak in case you couldn't have guessed it. And so it's just me and my husband lifting stuff, and my arms are like shaking, like my hands are shaking. And so even just the thought of picking up knitting needles right now, I'm like, ugh. And we only moved 2 pieces of furniture, but it took us probably 10 minutes because I am so not strong. So that's what's going on here on a Saturday, just the usual stuff. We are going to get our little dog Toaster later from my mother-in-law's. He's been having a long sleepover there. So that's kind of what's going on in my life. I was working this morning on some design, some crocheted yarn cozies. So I have one right here. And I think I like this. What do you guys think? I did a crocheted I-cord for the first time. I used Tony, who is TL Yarn Crafts, her tutorial, and it was great. And it's a crocheted I-cord, but really it's actually a knitted I-cord. You just use a crochet hook and do things a little bit different. But that just makes it all the more fascinating to me. So that is pretty darn cool. I took your advice. I did a decrease round. We tried the I-cord. I think that I love it. I just have to sit with it. I also need to wind up some more cakes and make sure that that is going to work for like 100-gram fingering weight skeins, etc. And then I was working again, on my fingering weight version. I had to rip out. I had like maybe an inch or so of like the walls of it, and so I had to rip that out because it was just a little too big. And so now I am working on that. So that's what I'm going to be doing later today. I cannot crochet and look at the screen, so we will not be doing that. But yeah, that's what I am working on today. So let's see if I missed any questions or anything. Okay. Let's see. Hi from West Virginia. Oh, I see a question. Have you mixed sewed knitting with quilting before? Well, no, because I have never quilted before. So I don't know how to quilt, but I have crocheted on the edge of fabric before, and I really like that. I think I got some, not fleece, but flannel, and I did the little thing where I had like one of those sharp crochet hooks where you like poke holes into it, and then I crocheted around the edge. That was a long time ago. That was probably 6 years ago, but I like doing that a lot. But no, I've never quilted, and so I've never mixed knitting and quilting before. It's 105 degrees in Central California. Oh my gosh. We've been having a pretty mild summer so far, I feel like here, or maybe it's just the past week, so I forgot how hot it was earlier. But it's almost July, so it's about to get super, super hot. Okay, wait, here Sally says, sewing knitted squares onto bed sheets and botted together. No, I've never done that before, but that sounds really, or bind together. I've never done that, but that sounds really interesting. If anyone has any experience with that, you should let Sally know. Okay, the cozies are so cute. Yay! Okay, you're excited for the crochet yarn cozy. It looks good. The color is pretty. Yeah, I really like that color. The only reason that I have this skein is because I was crocheting a top, and it was supposed to be out of DK weight. And so I bought this, and then I tried to crochet it in DK weight and decided that it was too stiff. And so I had already wound one skein, so I had to keep that one, but I returned the other DK weight, got fingering weight instead, and then crocheted the top. You may remember it if you've been following me for a little while, because recently I frogged that entire top, and now I have same color. What's it called? It's called Copper Pink. It's Madeline Tosh. Same color. I have 6 skeins or 5 skeins of fingering weight, and I can make something else here soon. So I'm excited to do that. All right. What ball winder do I use? I have, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget now that you asked me. Fiber Supply Co. Oh no, you guys, why? Fiber Artist Supply Co. Fiber Artist Supply Co. I have their Jumbo Maple Ball Winder, and I have their Swift as well. And I got the Swift so long ago that they were actually selling on Etsy. Now they have their own website. They've improved the design of the Swift. Mine still works great. Mine has like crossbars on the bottom, but the new one has like a heavier stand and ball bearings. So I bet it's even like smoother, but mine still works great. So no reason for me to get a new Swift, but they are super good quality, more of an investment, but not outrageous. So save your money. And if you need a ball winder, I would definitely recommend Fiber Artist Supply Co. Okay, good afternoon from Missouri. You're knitting on a sock. Your dog has become addicted to Knitflixing. I love that. Just hanging out with you and knitting. That's perfect. Okay, let's see. Oh, hello from St. Andrews, Scotland. Oh, it's raining there, thundery. Hi from South Carolina, 90 degrees and hot. Love your nail color. Thank you. I've been wearing this nail color. I was editing like a video that I recorded maybe 3 weeks ago, and I was wearing the same nail color. So clearly I like it. I think it's called Madeline. It's from Zoya. Okay. Hi, just found this. What's the chat? Oh, we are just chatting about, well, we're not really chatting about anything specific yet. Honestly, we're just hanging out. So if you want to ask me questions, feel free to ask me questions. I am going to answer some questions here from Instagram, but if you are just joining us, make sure to say what you're working on and where you're coming in from. So you're coming in from Ireland. Welcome. That is very exciting. Okay, let me grab a quick drink of water. Okay, so I have not received any Instagram messages from people encouraging me to work on Lilium yet. On my podcast on Thursday, I said I have to work on Lilium because I haven't at all. You guys are supposed to encourage me. But I do have my Lilium top right here, and I actually just remembered I did work on it a teensy little bit, and I think I'm on an increase round. So really I can't do that right now because I need to look at it a little bit more, but I need some encouragement to work on that project. I would love to finish it in July at some point. It's too late for June so that I can actually wear it this year. Okay, you are working on blankets and toys. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's see. Emily from the south coast of England crocheting a blanket. Holly working on summer sock camp. You just frogged them. Oh no, what happened? Where did you get your progress keeper? I really love Lilium. Go, go, go. Thank you. Okay, so this progress keeper is probably what I think you're asking about. So I am not 100% certain. I got this sometime in the last couple of years. I was buying a ton of progress keepers, and most of the ones that I was getting were from Simply Serving, but I don't think that this one is. This one's like a little, those like strawberry ice creams. I actually really like these. I used to want to get them at school and elementary school all the time, and my parents wouldn't let me. I had to bring my lunch from home. But I think, I'm trying to imagine the name of the shop on Instagram. I don't know, I cannot remember right now. It's a smaller shop, maybe Sweet Cherry, I think might be the name of the shop. Sweet Cherry, and then like a number, but I can't remember the number. So I think that's what it is. But I love polymer clay progress keepers. I haven't purchased one in a long time, but I have a large collection, so I really don't need to. Okay, let's see. Cindy's trying to finish a ripple bralette that's been 98% done for the past 3 months. You're hating the I-cord straps. Oh yeah, I know. I-cord is kind of hard. Not hard, but it's hard to motivate yourself, especially I think when it's attached. Is it attached to the bralette? Because that would make it hard. Working on socks for summer sock camp. Do you know when Sock Week will start this year? Okay, so here's some insight on Sock Week. So Sock Week is a summer sock knit along. We started it last year and we'll be doing it again this year. And it correlates with Shark Week, mostly just because I love puns and it just seems like a really good time to do a sock knitting challenge. So it's a challenge to knit or crochet 1 sock in the course of, it's basically 8 days because it's Sunday morning to the next Sunday evening. So 8 days to knit or crochet 1 sock. And yes, we are doing it again this year. The only issue is that they have not announced officially when Shark Week will be. It does say it's going to be in August. So the best guess I have is that it's going to be the 2nd week of August, which I think is like Sunday, August 9th, maybe. But either way, whether it's the 1st week of August or the 2nd week of August, you are going to know who the sponsors are in, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. I have a video coming out. So not this Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, I will have a video come out and I will tell you all of the products. Oh gosh, I'm like spitting now. All of the products that are part of Sock Week 2020. Hopefully we will have the official dates by then. You're either gonna know 3 weeks out or 3 weeks out or 4 weeks out. And this year, the yarn dyers have pre-orders ready. So they should be able to ship it to you in time. And then they're also going to have dyed to orders that will not be guaranteed by Sock Week, but you will still have the opportunity to get some yarn if you're not one of the first like 20 to 30, because that's how many they have ready. So it is a small amount, so be ready, but I'm gonna give you tons of warning. So Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but the next, the video will drop, and then you will have several days to prepare, I guess, both like mentally and physically to make your purchase. But all the details will be in that video. So yes, I'm sorry we haven't let you know yet, but maybe, I think it's the Discovery Channel. They need to hurry up and announce when actual Shark Week is. Okay, let's see. What is a lighter weight fiber other than wool to make summer socks? That is a good question. I have made some socks that are a cotton blend before, but I will say I have not enjoyed them because cotton, when it gets wet, because for me, like if I'm hot in the summer, like my feet are hot and then sweaty. So I know that's gross, but that's what happens. And cotton, like if you have made a cotton dishcloth, you know that it gets water and it just like sags and it's heavy. And that's the same thing that happens to the cotton in socks if you use cotton yarn. So actually wool is still the to me the best thing because its natural properties make it like wick moisture and dry quickly and stay cool, like because you're going to be drier. So honestly, I think wool still is the best for socks, but maybe like a 75% wool and 25% nylon blend, because that's going to be like a lighter fabric than an 80% 20% blend. If you guys have any advice, put it in here, because I don't know for sure all of those things. That's just what I've experienced. All right. Hi from California, working on a chunky scarf. Let's see. All right, we're excited for Sock Week. Okay, and Allie said she found this marker, and it is from Sweet Cherry Shop. So if you want a fun summer progress keeper, head over to Sweet Cherry Shop. I think it's an Etsy shop, and then follow her on Instagram because she makes lots of cute progress keepers and markers, and they're very affordable. Okay, somebody's asking if Sock Week will be self-striping yarn. You will have to wait and find out. I will say it's very, very beautiful, and I'm so excited. I have finished, well, I have already said this. There are actually 2 yarns this year. Did I already say that? If not, you're the first to know. There are 2 yarns this year, and they are different. So you have a choice, or you can get both. I would get both. Okay, I think I missed a question because I wanted to see the Sock Week questions. How old were you when you started crocheting and knitting? I was, I think 11. No. Wait. 11? I think I was 13 when I learned to knit. My grandmother taught me, either 11 or 13. I can't remember for some reason right now. And she just taught me the basics. And then I was 16 when I learned to crochet. I actually learned from a friend. That's the short story. Okay. Sci-Fi Channel has Harry Potter all weekend. So I am currently reading the 4th book for the Harry Potter Summer Reading Challenge, and we're going to watch the 4th movie tomorrow. So I have a lot of reading left to do today. It's a long book. Okay, let's see. How often do I go live? So I don't have a super strict schedule, but I do try to go live on YouTube at least once a month. I'm going to be probably aiming towards the end of the month for my YouTube lives. And then I just started introducing this last month, but I would also like to go live on Instagram once a month. And so I'll probably do that like mid-month. So Instagram once a month and YouTube once a month. Of course, if there's like special things like for Sock Week, I'll probably do a Sock Week Instagram live. So I'll add in like special things there, but I do always announce it on Instagram. So make sure you're following me there and watching my stories, because the stories is where I give like the most timely information. Things in my feed, you know, a lot of times that gets lost. So I try to put it in my stories. All right. Sorry, I need another drink of water. Okay. Okay, I know that I answered this a few questions ago, but I hope that that helped with the summer sock yarn. Somebody said a cotton 4-ply. You could try that. Okay. Your hair is so cute. Thank you. I'm hoping it stays. It took me 2 tries to get this one to go in a bun. And if they when they start to fall, they look like little hanks of yarn. Although they look a little sillier if they're not like buns, I think. Okay. Working on a second fizz sock for the Yarnberry Summer Sock Cow. Oh, I haven't heard of that one. Okay, if you Google Shark Week 2020, it says they did it in April this year. Yes, they did a weekend in April, but there is a week-long coming up in August. I have done extensive research on this because every day I wake up and I'm like, when are the dates for Shark Week? But you know what? If something happens and they can't do Shark Week, we are still gonna have Sock Week. Promise. I've got everything ready. Okay, what is the best source to purchase a yarn swift? So you can get yarn swifts actually from Amazon if you want to. But I would suggest I was talking earlier about Fiber Artist Supply Company. They make these wooden swifts. I really don't like umbrella swifts at all. Those are the ones that are like, they expand. I do not like those. Most of them, not all of them, you have to clamp to a table. And I don't know, I just have a hard time like getting the yarn on there and pushing the thing up. I don't know why. So I really like I've heard it called an Amish swift. I don't know if that's like the correct word for it. But basically it's just like 2 crossbars and they have pegs so you can move them out. And so like if you have a shorter skein of yarn or a larger skein of yarn, you can work with that. So that's the type of swift that I have, and I really like it. And I got mine a long time ago. So I think it was like maybe $30 or $40, which is not a bad price. And I think it's a lot higher quality than like some of the things that you can get off of Amazon. So if you need something like quickly, you know, Amazon is good. I think even Knit Picks has a swift. But if you can spend a teensy bit more money and have a little bit of time, I would look at Fiber Artist Supply Co. I really do like them. And mine folds up so I can store it like, it's kind of long, but I can store it like skinny if I want to. I never do. I keep mine open, but I can store it. Okay. Does Sock Week include crochet socks? Absolutely. I have never personally crocheted a sock, but you can definitely crochet a sock. I need to do it. I say every year I'm going to. National Geographic is apparently doing a Shark Fest also. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Okay. Hi from Northern Ireland. Hello. If anyone is coming in new, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you're working on and where you're coming in from. The Grocery Girls also mentioned Fiber Artist Supply Co. I must check it out. Yeah, I know a lot. Actually, I first heard of it. Well, I ordered my Swift quite a while ago on Etsy, and then I first heard of it from Amy Florence, who has the Stranded Dye Works or Stranded podcast, and she got the jumbo ball winder. And so I thought that's where I had first heard of it, but come to find out that I already had something from them. So I really like them. They've been around for a long time. I wish Fiber Artist Supply Co. would do different stains of wood. Oh, you should suggest that to them. You should send them an email. I bet they would do that. Okay, I got the basic setup for $110 and it shipped very quickly. Yeah, I also had a good experience with shipping with Fiber Artist Supply Company. All right, let's see. Oh, somebody helping us out with the socks for summer. I made 1 pair of shorty socks with cotton bamboo silk for summer. They're not as hot as wool, but also not as stretchy, but better than just cotton. Okay, that's a good suggestion. All right. Cherry Heart has an easy crochet sock pattern. Awesome. All right, guys. So I think I caught up on the chat. Again, if I missed your question, just ask it again because I'm not trying to skip any questions. Sometimes they just go sort of fast. Okay, so before I go to Instagram questions, I was going to ask this in the beginning, but I'll just ask it now. How are you guys doing? Like, really, how are you doing? Because it seems like, I don't know, yesterday we had a summer a meeting with the staff from our school. So if you don't know, I'm an elementary school teacher. This year we went in March, second week of March, I think, we went off, you know, for spring break, and we never went back to school. And so it's just super weird. And so now, you know, we're talking about next year, and basically we had a meeting and then we all had like way more questions. It was very overwhelming. So we don't really know what the next school year is gonna look like. So I would say I was feeling awesome. Like this whole like time has been really kind of good for me in a way. I've been able to work really hard on like Knitty Natty because I've been home so much. So I'm like, this has been awesome. And then like some days you're like, this is really hard. Somebody messaged me the other day and they were like, I just miss knitting with people. I'm like, me too. I really miss just hanging around, getting to actually see other people's projects and stuff like that. So you don't have to like type out your answer, but just know that if you're having a hard time right now, you are not alone because this is a weird time. So if you want to share how you're doing, I have all the empathy or sympathy, whichever word is correct, to go around, because I'm feeling like some days I'm like, this is crazy, and some days I'm like, this is awesome. Not awesome, but like I love being home. I'm such an introvert, so it's been really great for that. Okay, let's see how you guys are doing. Ooh, that just went really fast. Okay. Oh, some more people coming in. Hi from Rhode Island. It just started raining. Spent the morning working on my summer sock camp for my hand spun yarn. That's like a beautiful day. I love that. Hi, I've just finished knitting a scarf and I did a border, but I crocheted it. Hi, love from England. Hello. Dangerous question to ask at the moment. How are you doing? This last week has been, it's been reasonably good until now. Yeah. Okay, I just got some Universal Yarns Bamboo Pop Sock. It's a cotton bamboo blend. Haven't tried it yet, but it feels nice and fairly affordable. Maybe that would be good for summer socks. Still working through my cotton stash, making dishcloths and hot pads. Just found 2 tomatoes on your plant. That is awesome. Okay, adjusting, taking things one day at a time. I just finished grad school and started my first full-time job. So grateful to have a job and trying to give myself grace. Oh my gosh. Yes. Going into your first job is really hard. It's so different from school. Okay. Oh, somebody has a family member just passed. Oh my goodness. That's so hard. We had a family death during this, and it's just hard because you feel like you can't have any closure. And trust me, I know this is a serious time, but I am going to keep it light because this is a time of reprieve too, right? That's why you get on YouTube. Have you ever tried Addi Flexi Flips? No. Yes. I think I did in the store, but I never bought them because I didn't think that they were for me. But that's when I thought you had to use just 2 of them and do them almost like 2 at a time, circular, or 2 circular needles. And I didn't realize you used a 3rd flexi flip to knit. And so I was like, this is just impossible. So if that makes sense, I tried to use it like just the 2 needles and then like bend the 1 needle and knit it. So I did not like that. Okay, let's see. I mentioned my summer sock journey because of the summer sock thing you were talking about. If anyone wants to try new patterns. I guess I did miss it, Nikki. Will you explain it further? Okay, we're selling our house and moving 10 hours away. You're so overwhelmed and you've been knitting a ton to cope. Yes, knitting a ton to cope. I totally get that. That is very overwhelming. Lee, I will have you in my thoughts. Okay, my routine has been out the window, but I bought my first Erin Condren planner and I'm excited to use it. That is exciting. Sometimes getting like a new planner or system helps a lot. I'm excited because I'm almost done with an Andrea Mowry cowl neck oversized sweater. The feeling of finishing a giant sweater is amazing. That is amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for you. Doing well. I'm an introverted homeschooler. It's time to shine, right? Okay. Stressed, exhausted, feeling burnt out, and you're a healthcare worker. Well, thank you so much for what you are doing. Glad to be taking a few days off to regenerate. Crochet is your refuge. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, we are Kimberly talking about Swifts. I have the one that you said on the table. I was interested in the umbrella style. Thank you for your input. Of course, and that's just my opinion. Most people don't have an issue with it, but I worked at a yarn store for many years and we had a squirrel cage Swift, which is one of those that is like tall, and it has, at least ours had 2 dowels, and sorry, I'm trying to see if I can explain this. It had 2 dowels, and is dowels the right word? I guess they were more than just like a rod. They were like spools? I don't know. But you would put the hank on so that it was like that, and then you would wind from there. And that one worked pretty great, but it is harder because it has to like pull the yarn. There's a little more, gravity and pulling. I think having something where the yarn can go like this is a good thing. So umbrella Swifts or those kind of Amish style, which it's probably not the right word for that, but I don't know the other word for it. So I need to figure that out. Okay, the flexi flips took a bit to get used to, but I feel like they give Magic Loop a run for their money. Oh, really? Okay, good. I'm glad you like them. Oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about my top, Helen. Thank you for reminding me. So real quickly, anyone who came in and was like hoping for me to say that in the beginning, they're like, why didn't you tell us? Okay, I am wearing, oh, how funny. This is called Lillian. So I'm knitting a Lilium with one L and an M, a U-M, and this is Lillian. So Lillian, Lillian tank top, and it's by Amanda Reed. I knit it in 2010. That's 10 years ago. I finished it May 12th, 2010. Wow. That's crazy. I'm clicking on it to see if you can still actually get the pattern on Ravelry. This pattern is available for free. Maybe because it was from so long ago. And sure enough, it's available on a blog post. It was a good pattern. I don't remember having any trouble with it at all. So I would recommend it. It's a tank top. It's I knitted out of Barocco. What did I use? Barocco Pure Pima, which I'm not even sure it still exists. But it's solid at the top. It's solid all the way around. And then the bottom has lace. And so of course I'm wearing a tank top underneath it. That's what it looks like. Lace all around. So it was actually quite a quick pattern. It's pretty snug. That's how I decided to make it. And then it's just got like ribbing like that. So it's pretty cute. Wow, I've had it for 10 years. Oh man, that's a long time. I remember knitting this. We were on a summer road trip. I think it's one of the last road trips we took as a family because I was a senior in high school 10 years ago. Haha. We went to Washington, D.C. I remember knitting on it. Oh, no. That's another purple top that I have. Okay, I don't remember making this one. That's why it was a surprise. Okay. Let's see what I missed. Anyway, everyone who is feeling like pretty stressed and stuff, I hear you. You can message me privately if you just need someone to tell, because sometimes I feel like we have to pretend that everything is good, but you don't. You can tell me. I'd be happy to listen. Okay. So that's my top, Lillian tank top. What other fiber arts? Sorry, I'm going into another question. I realized that was a weird transition. What other fiber arts would you like to try? Weaving, macrame, etc. So right now I am pretty happy with knitting and crocheting. I would like to try doing some more crochet techniques because that's what I know the least about. I would really, really like to get into Tunisian crochet, but if you've heard me talk about it before, I don't like any of the Tunisian hooks on the market right now. Not that I've tried them physically, but like they don't look like the types of crochet hooks I like to crochet with, and so that's why I've been not doing it, which is a bad excuse, but it's true. I want to use tools that I like. And then I also really want to crochet socks. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I keep putting it off. But outside of that, I would like one day to learn to spin on a spinning wheel, but I'm okay not doing that yet. I would try it if it was like somebody else's wheel, if I could buy some fiber and just like spend the weekend doing it, but I don't really want to have that, buy all my own materials and buy the spinning wheel and all that right now, just because I'm super happy with knitting and crochet. But that is something that I would like to take up. I've done a little bit of weaving and I liked it, but not enough to have my own. And I'm really no good at sewing. So sewing I don't do. But I wish I did sometimes because I wish I had hand sewn things. Okay, how about calling it a tabletop Swift? That is definitely a good option. I like that. Okay, a job in my local yarn store would be a dream, but they only hire fiber artists rather than consumers. Really? How do they have enough people to choose from? That is interesting. Okay. I'm doing good. Planning for college has been challenging, but I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to go. Pair that with YouTube and pattern design, and I have been busy. Oh my gosh, Amy Kate, I bet. All right, here's another question. Hi, Natalie. How do you pick a size for a pattern on bust size, but a bigger arm size from the schematic? Currently knitting flat pieces for the Georgetown cardigan. Okay, so when I choose a size for a garment, and if you've been watching, you know that I don't always pick the right size. It's a learning experience. But I pick the bust size that the pattern recommends most of the time. I usually go bigger if I have to choose between sizes, because I like my garments to fit a little bigger. And then a lot of the times I've had to go up for the armhole because I actually need more depth, and almost all of the time I have to increase from like the waist down for my hips. So my bust is like a really small size compared to the rest of my body is what is the truth. So usually adjusting the armhole is fairly easy. I adjust it on the straight part. So if you're knitting from the bottom, you're gonna have like increasing, right? If you're knitting from the top, you're going to if you're knitting from the bottom, you're going to have decreasing, a slope to decrease. If you're knitting from the top, you're going to have increasing. So I just try to make it longer on the straight part, so I'm not having to adjust any like ratios of increasing and decreasing. And so typically you can just head to the instructions for the next size. So like for your size, it might say knit till armhole measures 7 inches. And then for the next size, it says 7.5. So you can pretty simply just go to that next size. And then when you go back to do the sleeves, remember, you now have a longer armhole. So you also need to start with the next size up for the sleeves, especially because you're probably going to be picking up stitches. So since you have a longer sleeve, let's say you knit a medium, and then for the armhole, you did the large. Well, now for the sleeves, you need to go to the large, so you know how many stitches to pick up for that length that you did. I hope that makes sense, but it's with modern day sweater patterns, because they're just like a little more simply constructed, you can usually just make that shift. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to message me privately if you need a little more specific guidance. Okay. Okay, many listings I find about the Swift call the Swift a horizontal Swift, but I did find one reference to it as an Amish Swift. I guess that's how I bought it, but that was many years ago, so that's probably not a very, like, correct thing to say anymore. So I apologize for that. Okay. Let's see, where am I? Since the last live where we talked about Tunisian hooks, I tried the Knit Picks wood ones. Normally I can't crochet with inline, Susan Bates, thank you, but I found it easier with Tunisian. Okay, interesting. All right. Okay. Hey, Nikki, I see parts of your messages, but I don't think that I'm getting all of them. I don't know what is happening. So, and I won't probably be able to get your email. So if you can email me, it's knittynatty@gmail.com. I would be happy to see what you are trying to explain. I'm so sorry. All right. I would say trying out a single wooden Tunisian hook wouldn't be a bad idea. Plus the Knit Picks cords work with the needles. Oh, well that's good because I have all of those Knit Picks sets, so that would really work. Okay, awesome. So it's 1:45. I can't believe the time went so fast. And I haven't answered the Instagram question, so I'm just going to head over to a different screen for just a second and answer those. There was only 6 of them, so I can answer those really quickly. When did your podcast kick off, and what breed is Toaster? So my podcast started in January of 2019. Really? Yeah? I think so, yeah. So my YouTube channel started in December of 2018 because I actually started with Vlogmas, and then my YouTube podcast started that January 2019. I think that's right. So I've been podcasting on YouTube for a year and a half. But before that, I did many 10-minute IGTV videos on Instagram every Wednesday. So I was doing something before that. I think I have like 20 episodes or something. I did that for 5 months or so. So I started out there, but then I came over here. And then what breed is Toaster? Toaster is a mutt. He is a rescue. The only thing that we know pretty much for sure is, and I always forget every time when I'm about to explain what Toaster is. I'll come back to it. Hopefully I will think of it. But he is a mutt. Okay. I'm doing my first pair of socks. What is your favorite type of heel and why? Is it how it fits or looks? Okay, I feel like you guys should let me know what is your favorite type of heel, and I will answer this question as well. So my favorite type of heel is the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which is just a specific type of short row heel. So the reason that I like it, one, I do think it looks nice, especially when you do a contrast color, because it's just a simple, I don't have any socks here. It's just a simple like half moon kind of shape. So it looks good in a contrast color. But the other reason I like it is because it's fast. So it does not take as long as knitting a heel flap and a gusset. You never change your stitch count, which is another positive. So I can knit the Fish Lips Kiss heel in under an hour. Usually like 45 minutes, which is really, I feel like it's pretty fast compared to the heel flap where you have to do a lot of back and forth knitting, picking up your stitches, and then decreasing. Whereas like the Fish Lips Kiss heel, I can just knit it and then go right into the foot. So that's why I really like it. Some people don't like it because it is shorter. It doesn't have the depth of a heel flap. So if you have a really high arch or something else that is just not comfortable for you to have a short row heel, you might not like that one. But that's why I really like it. What do you guys like? Let's see. I like the look and fit of a flap and gusset, but I like the ease and flexibility of making an afterthought heel. Yes, that's a good one. I love Fish Lips Kiss as well. It's faster, easier, and fits my foot so well. I like mixing Mina Knitting Expats mini heel flap with the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then somebody had a shocked face. What? That does sound really interesting. Mini heel flap with a Fish Lips Kiss heel. So then you would get probably still quick, but you get a little extra length. That's an idea. My favorite is Afterthought, but for wearing, I haven't found one that doesn't work yet. But I typically use heel flap and gusset if I'm not doing Afterthought. Though for toe up, Fleegle is my favorite. There's so many types of heels, it's insane. I like the look in making the Fish Lips heel best, but it doesn't fit as well as a heel flap and gusset. I've heard a lot of people say that before. My favorite is Fish Lips Kiss with emojis, but heel flap is best. I like a German short row heel. I like the German short row heel too. I actually did that quite a few times before I learned about the Fish Lips Kiss. I don't even want to talk about how much I suck at knitting socks. Okay, that is not true, Kate. You knit socks last year for Sock Week and you did an amazing job. So that is not true. I will not accept your answer. All right, keep letting me know what kind of heel you guys like. I'm going to head into the next question that's also about socks, but about crocheted socks. Do you recommend any crochet sock patterns? Dying to make socks, but I don't knit. So if you were here since the beginning of this live, you heard me say I've never crocheted socks. So I don't have any patterns to recommend. The only little bit of information is that I know because I was like not friends, but like we were kind of in a group together on Instagram for a little while. Ron Strong, he has a lot of crocheted sock patterns and is kind of like in that circle known as an expert on crocheted socks. So I would think he has a lot of good crocheted sock patterns, but having never made them, I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys know of any crocheted sock patterns that are good to start with, put that in the chat. Remember, this will replay, so people who are watching this back can go and find that in the chat as well. And I would really like to make crocheted socks. I would like to make them out of fingering weight yarn. I don't want to make anything bigger because I feel like they're already going to be just a little thicker than knitted socks because of the nature of crochet. Okay, heel flap and gusset fits my heel best, but I love knitting afterthought heels. They just slide down my heel too much. Yeah, that can be a problem. Just knit my first Fish Lips Kiss heel and it fits well. I will make it my go-to. I enjoyed how fast it was. Absolutely. Okay, Ron Strong and Marley Bird are doing a cow crochet sock along starting in July. Maybe I need to do it. I think I need to do it. I'll have to remember to do that. I just need to do it. Oh look, somebody else said the same thing. Ron Strong and Marley Bird are doing a sock cowl right now. I love to surf and sand socks. I think I actually saw those. They're really cute. So if you are looking for a crocheted sock pattern, maybe check out those two designers. Okay. Somebody asked about the date for Shark Week, which I answered. I'm sorry, Sock Week. Let's see. Have people at your school ever been curious about your podcast or knitting business? No, not really. The only person that is probably just because she has to hear about it is my like fellow interventionist. So I'm not a classroom teacher. I am a reading interventionist. So I work with kids like 5 at a time and pull them from their classroom and work with them on reading. And then my counterpart does the same thing, but with math. So we share a classroom. And so, you know, obviously we'd always be talking to each other. And so I would share with her some of the things that I was doing, whether it was design or videos or like little wins and stuff. And she was always very supportive of that. But as far as interest, I mean, not particularly because it's just a different world. So yeah, it'll be interesting when we do go back to school. Now that I have another channel that is more like relatable, I guess, for most people, we'll have to see. But I don't know, sometimes it's funny how that can be work is just can be so separate from your personal life, even though you spend like 9 hours a day with those people. It just can be that way. Okay, hold on, let me see what you guys said. I wish there was a video on the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I bought the pattern, but I'm a very new knitter and have trouble following the written directions. So, sorry, my lips are being funny. My best advice for the Fish Lips Kiss heel is to skip all of the paragraphs and notes and go straight through the directions and just follow them. I think she actually does have a video on how to do the specific stitch, but not the full heel, because I do remember watching a video. So try that. Don't worry about all the measuring and stuff. If you knit a sock from the cuff down, add in your Fish Lips Kiss heel, then you can try on your sock. If you do it toe up, that's when you're gonna have to worry about more measuring. But if you start at the cuff, you can just knit your Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then once you start knitting the foot, you can try it on. So that's what I would suggest. So you have permission to skip all of that stuff and come back to it later when you understand the heel. But yeah, I've thought about that because I can't make a video for it because it's not my pattern. That would be very, very wrong. But I would love to, but I can't. Okay. I started a knitting craft night on Zoom for my fellow teachers this spring. Oh, how fun. That is really, really cool. Gotta go paint a plastic dino and horse. Okay, have fun. That's so funny. Let's see. Intervention teachers are awesome people. Oh, thank you. Do you have a favorite cast-on method for underarm stitches? Backwards loop, cable, knitted. I do prefer the cable cast on. I just feel like that's the sturdiest one. The knitted one would be okay as well. Backwards loop for me always seems to like stretch out a stitch or two. So I would say the cable one first, and then the knitted, and then the backwards loop in that order. Okay. Allie says, that's why I waited so long to knit the fish lips kiss heel. The info in the beginning was so overwhelming. I did the exact same thing. When I first started knitting socks, just followed the pattern and it was so much better. Okay, good, good, good. I am a crocheter forcing myself to get comfy with knitting. Have known how for 30 years. I'm enjoying cheap metal circular set I got off of Amazon. I no longer need cords. All Chigoos are worth the money. Chigoos, we love Chigoo. Chigoo is an excellent affordable needle. I love Chigoo. Sorry for my socks. Okay. Sorry, that was probably really loud. Last question from Instagram, and then I'm coming back into the chat. How will you manage your videos and projects in the fall with school starting up again? Well, that is $1 million question, isn't it? So right now I'm working really hard on building a strong schedule when I can, like right now in the summer, I can work full time on YouTube. So I usually do 4 videos a week, not here on Knitty Natty. I do 2 here on Knitty Natty, but I do 4 videos a week. And then I'm trying to work also on making sure I'm consistent with coming out with new patterns. And that is here on like Love and Stitches and Knitty Natty. So I'm trying to build a really strong schedule. My Knitty Natty stuff is pretty routine. Like making a podcast for me is getting to be second nature now that I've done it for 1.5 years. It doesn't mean it takes less time. It's just, it doesn't take as much like brain power. I've learned the editing and ins and outs and that stuff. So that's a pretty good routine I had down even in school. But now I've added on more stuff. So I have thought about how I can make it work when we go back to school in the fall and I add a full-time job into this. So it's probably going to look like I'm going to try to keep up the video content, but I probably will dial back on some things like Instagram and stuff. So maybe not posting as much, which I think will be fine because I think the YouTube videos are more like where people are coming in and interacting anyway. And so not posting as much on Instagram is like not really a big deal, but it does take a lot of my time now. So I'll probably dial back on that. And I'm just going to be doing a lot on the weekends. So making sure that I really know like how long everything takes me is important. So I've been starting to make task lists for things that I do. Like when I edit a video, these are the 20 things that I have to do. And this is how long this part takes and this part takes. So then I can see where it's going to fit in to my day when I only have like 4 hours when I get home from work before I have to go to bed. And, maybe 8 hours on the weekend to work on things. So I don't really know yet, but I am thinking ahead and trying to streamline everything that I'm doing right now. The truth is that there will probably be less. Maybe there'll be more live videos because I don't have to edit them. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, hey, Wendy. Yes, that was your question. You're going into hybrid learning this fall and you're terrified. Good luck to you. Yeah, that's what we were talking about in our meeting yesterday is like giving parents the option to have their kid working from home or working at school. And that sounds really difficult. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. We actually aren't going to find anything out until late July and our school year starts like the second week of August. So it's going to be like super quick turnaround when we find out. What editing program do you use? I use iMovie. I am still currently recording and editing on my phone. So I just use iMovie for free on my phone. And that seems to work really well. The next purchase that I'm planning to make is a computer. I've been saving for a long time so that I can get a new laptop where I can do video editing. So it's not really going to change a whole lot of things that I do. It's just going to make it easier, and it's probably going to make my neck feel better, which has been hurting a lot lately from looking down at my phone. So hopefully that's coming here soon. I gotta make a choice of what I want to get. Let's see. Oh, do you get the full, I see get the full set question mark. Are you talking about the Chigoo needles? a lot of people do have the full set of Chai-Gu needles. I prefer wooden needles for sizes like 4 and up, but I have Chai-Gus for my size 1 and 2 needles because I really like those a lot. Okay, what else did I miss? So we are coming in on an hour, so I'm going to wrap this up here soon. But so if you have any more questions for me or anything you wanted to say or ask, put it in there now because this is the time. Shannon says this was so much fun. Thank you for doing this live stream. Well, thank you for joining. I'm so happy that you did. Which program do you use to choose the winner? Do you mean when I do giveaways? There's a website called Comment Picker that I use most of the time when I'm choosing winners because it grabs all your comments and it pulls out duplicates for you and then randomly chooses. So I use, so I usually use, I think it's called Comment Picker. But be careful because in order for that website to work, they have ads everywhere, and I've accidentally clicked on something before and almost got a virus on my computer. So there's your warning. Okay, good. I don't see any more questions coming in, but lots of people saying thank you. And thank you guys for coming and hanging out because it's just, for me personally, selfishly, it's really nice to just get to chat with other knitters and crocheters about life and knitting and things, and I hope that it feels similar to you, like we can just hang out as friends. That's what I'm hoping. So I haven't put together, I do want to do another like Saturday knit live where we did games because that's really, really fun. But there's 2 reasons I haven't done that. One, it takes quite a bit of preparing, and I just, with introducing new stuff right now, I haven't taken the brain time to do that, but I do want to do another one later. And then secondly, since my husband has started also doing a little side hustle, I cannot do lives at night right now because it takes up too much internet, and that's when he is doing his thing. So that's why I'm doing daytime stuff. So once we get to another, like in a few months, I'm hoping to do another, maybe it won't even be on Saturday, but another like game night where it's knit and crochet games and there are prizes and all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned for that because that really was so much fun and I want to be able to do that again. And I feel really bad for our Australian friends who it's like 3 o'clock in the morning right now and they can't join us during the day. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi from Virginia Beach. Lives have been your lockdown salvation, right? Okay, let's see. Last few comments. Thank you. Have a great rest of your weekend. Yes. Oh my goodness. Crazy. All right, guys. Well, thank you again so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful and amazing Saturday or Sunday. If it's almost Sunday for you because you're somewhere else in the world. But thank you guys so much. I will see you next week. I forgot to say, on Tuesday, my love letter to the Skinny Can Cozy is coming out. So if you want to enter to win a copy of that pattern, you will be able to do that by commenting on that video, but I'll have more directions on Instagram because it's going to be a time limit. And then podcasting. And hopefully I'll have more to show you than I did this past week. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.